Hey guys, my name's Eric, and the food I chose for this video was mac and cheese. When I was growing up, I was a pretty picky eater when I was little, but one of the few foods I actually enjoyed was mac and cheese. It could be homemade, out of the box, or from Noodles and Company. I didn't really care. I loved it none the same, or all the same. And one of my favorite dishes that my mom would make for me actually was her homemade mac and cheese. You can ask any of my friends, they all would say it's some of the best mac and cheese I've ever had. I think the special touch that made it so good was the breadcrumbs she put on top. Mac and cheese also has a lot of cultural meaning to me, my family, and the state of Wisconsin. She would make it for special occasions such as birthdays, uh, holidays, even on Thanksgiving, which is also coming up right now. It was made for a lot of occasions, and a lot of them had a lot of great memories involved. Also, I grew up in the state of Wisconsin for my whole life, so it's also called the Dairy State for a reason, and three of the main ingredients are butter, milk, and cheese. Three very, very Wisconsin ingredients. So, mac and cheese is not only a very personal and important dish to me and my family, but is also a very fitting Wisconsin dish that involves a lot of our state's favorite ingredients, making it a very cultural relevant food. Now for the history. The origins of mac and cheese start all the way back in the 13th century in southern Italy. Then you might ask, how did it get all the way to the U.S.? My answer for that would be Thomas Jefferson, of all people. He had traveled to Italy in the late 1700s and encountered the dish and loved it so much that he asked for the recipe and brought it back. And then in 1824, the cookbook called The Virginia Housewife was published with the first mac and cheese recipe in United States history. And that is when mac and cheese really became a household recipe that many families wanted. And then, excuse me, and then it all changed once Kraft started making boxed mac and cheese. I'm sure you guys have all had it, and they were the first people to make boxed mac and cheese in 1937, making it an easy and cheap meal that made it possible for millions of people to enjoy. Now for the macronutrients and micronutrients. Since there are many different ways to prepare and many different types of mac and cheese, I'm just going to put it up as the calories that the nutritional information that I use is from a box of Kraft mac and cheese. The kcal of one serving is, once prepared, is 400 calories, and then it also includes 3.5 grams of total fat, 47 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of protein. The amount of micronutrients isn't given for calcium and iron, but those are the two most prevalent in Kraft mac and cheese, and those are both about 10% of your daily intake. Now I'm in the kitchen, and I will prepare one of the many various forms of mac and cheese, Easy Mac. First thing you must do, take the lid off. Then you must take the pouch of cheese. I know it's not real cheese, but it's the best I got, college budget. And then take this and fill it with the sink, or fill it with water from the sink. Then you mix this around like so. With a spoon or fork, doesn't really matter. Then you stick that in the microwave. Cook it for about a minute. Make that 3 minutes, not 1 minute. Then, once it's done in the microwave, like it is now, you take out the mac and cheese, take the pouch, rip it, pour the cheese in, mix. Mix it real quick. And that, voila, that is one of the many forms of ways of making mac and cheese. Now, I'm going to interview my roommate, Cade, and ask him some intriguing questions about mac and cheese.
How's it going?
So, how often do you enjoy the delicious meal of mac and cheese?
I used to eat mac and cheese a lot more, but now I really only eat it when I go home and I go to Noodles and Company. So I'd say maybe a couple times a month.
All right. How has mac and cheese changed for you over time?
When I was younger, I first started off eating mac and cheese with like from the box and like Kraft mac and cheese, and I think that I don't really eat that at all anymore. Now I normally eat just like homemade mac and cheese like Eric's mom makes, or like Noodles and Company mac and cheese.
Nice, nice. How is mac and cheese culturally relevant to you?
Well, I think that since Wisconsin is a state that produces a lot of cheese, that mac and cheese is a common dish in our state, and also for me being a swimmer, we ate mac and cheese a lot during spaghetti dinners. So, like, kind of with the culture of swimming, I grew up eating a lot of mac and cheese before big swim meets.
Nice. Agreed. Same here. What is your favorite mac and cheese that you've ever had?
Oh, the greatest mac and cheese of all time is for sure Wisconsin mac and cheese from Noodles and Company with Parmesan chicken on top. And when I go home, I probably eat that like 2 or 3 times a weekend.
And finally, what was the first type of mac and cheese that you can remember eating?
First type of mac and cheese I can remember eating. I think it's definitely just Kraft mac and cheese from the box, where me and my little sisters would make it when our parents were gone or something, because it was nice and easy to make.
Thank you, Cade, and that is it for my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.